Hey everyone, my name is Kira. I'm a nutrition and herbalist and an energy worker. Today I went to the grocery store and I dropped a rack. I think a rack means $100. If it means $100, then I dropped a rack on groceries at the grocery store. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about what I make with the things that I get, the health benefits of eating this way, and yeah, probably where you can get them and things like that too. So first things first, I want to bring you guys' attention to the fact that more than half of the things that I get are perishable. They're whole foods. That means that it's just one ingredient. It is what it is. So it's just a green onion or it's just a banana. There's nothing added to it. It's just straight from Mother Earth, simple and pure. And I'll go through kind of what I got and then what I like to make with it. So I eat salads basically every day for lunch. What I'll do to make the salad is I'll get some of this 50-50 spring mix and baby spinach. This is really good if you're low on iron or minerals, and all kinds of vitamins are in leafy greens. Super good for you any time of the day. I get these Hillary's World's Best patties, and I alternate between them and the Hillary's Organic Spicy Veggie patties. If you look at the ingredients, it's not the ingredients right here. You can see it's just millet, lentils, a little bit of canola oil, date paste, hemp seeds, potato starch, ground flax, sea salt, ground fennel seeds, sage, thyme, black pepper, chili pepper flakes, cayenne, rosemary, smoked paprika, and nutmeg. So these things contain no gluten, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, and not even any nuts. So it's pretty hard to find a meat replacement that doesn't have gluten, soy, or nuts. So these are really great. I noticed that I still feel good when I eat them. It doesn't feel like I'm eating like a meat replacement that's really unhealthy. I like to add these to my salad, so I'll usually saute them to make them kind of crispy, and same with the Hillary's World Best patties too. And so I'll cook one of those. I'll cut up some bell peppers, cut up half of an avocado, half of an heirloom tomato because they're Dr. Sebi approved. And if you've ever had an organic tomato and a non-organic tomato, you can seriously taste the difference. So I highly recommend paying attention to that. I'll usually add a little bit of sprouts as well to the salad, and I'll add a little bit of mushrooms. Usually I'll use portobello mushrooms. These I'm using for something else. I just already have portobello in the fridge. And so what I'll use as the dressing for the salads is either some olive oil, or I'll squeeze some lemon, some good old agave, and some sea salt to make that salad as well. And I'll cut up some walnuts sometimes. What else do I got? I have some red beet and cabbage sauerkraut. So this is a really good source of probiotics because it's fermented. If you have problems with candida or yeast overgrowth, this would not be a good choice for you. But look at the back again. Very simple ingredients that are whole foods, no additives. So that's a reason that I would choose something like that. What I make with these is I'll get my good old cooked sourdough, and this is gluten-free vegan bread, soy and nut-free as well. So if you guys haven't noticed already, I try to avoid some of those main food triggers just to bring down inflammation levels. There are some things that I would normally maybe avoid, like tapioca starch and the evaporated cane sugar and the xanthan gum. But your girl needs some bread sometimes, so it just be like that. So I'll get the bread and I'll toast it. I'll add some Minko's sour cream, and this is the best vegan cream cheese. Sorry, I just don't know why I said sour cream. This is the best vegan cream cheese that I've personally tried so far. Super simple ingredients too: cashews, filtered water, coconut cream, sea salt, cultures. So it also is a good source of probiotics. As you can tell, that's a theme that I've carried through this. So I'll get this toasted, some cream cheese, and then I'll cut up some tomatoes, some avocado, and then I'll do like a little sprinkle of the sauerkraut, maybe some green onions on there too with some pepper. And that's like a nice lunch sometimes too if I'm wanting something a little bit more heavy or something with more substance. I'll also use the bread and the same vegetables to make sandwiches. So I'll use the bread, and then I have some Dijon mustard. Mustard's really good because mustard seed is medicinal as well. So when we talk about food being your medicine, this is what we mean, is that all these things are going to add to your life. They're not going to take anything away from it or make you feel worse. It's going to actually help you. So I'll get some bread, some Dijon mustard, cut up heirloom tomato, an avocado, some bell pepper, and some sprouts. And I'll also use some garlic spread as well on the sandwich. And I'll eat that as it is. Or sometimes, like if I want something heavier, I'll add a Hillary's patty too. So a lot of these ingredients are really interchangeable, which helps bring down the price as well, because you're not going to be getting a bunch of different things. You can use them all for some similar stuff. In the morning, sometimes I'll like to have some probiotic yogurt. I really prefer coconut cult, but this is the only one they had at the market close to me. So it's still really great, simple ingredients. Raw young coconut water, probiotic, vanilla extract, and 100% pure love. They even threw some good energy in there, so that was an incentive as well. I'll have this with some blueberries, some strawberries. Sometimes I'll just straight up eat fruit in the morning, but I would usually recommend to eat it with some almonds or something with some fats, just so you don't get that giant blood sugar spike in the morning. We want to avoid that. Sometimes in the morning I'll also use some oat milk, and I will blend that up with one whole banana and some ice, and I'll put that in the blender, and I'll use that to make kind of like an acai bowl, but more so a banana and ice cream. So it's kind of like banana ice cream, but then I'll top it with some granola. So this time I went for the pumpkin cinnamon, because pumpkins are really good for cleaning out the intestines, and I just felt drawn to get that, so I did. The ingredients are also really simple. I really make sure that I avoid cane sugars, because that's really present in a lot of gluten-free and vegan items. So organic gluten-free coconut sugar, it's still a sweetener, and it is an added sweetener, but it's a lot more pure than cane sugar would be. And the rest of the ingredients you can see are just nuts, seeds, really simple, plain things. And the total sugars are still pretty low as well. So 6 grams is not too bad for like a granola or a breakfast cereal type thing. I like to try to stay under 5 or 6. So that's basically what I got. I also got some passion fruit. Sometimes what I'll do with the fruit is I'll cut up like half of a banana, throw some blueberries in there, cut up some strawberries, peel some oranges, and put some grapes in a bowl. And then I'll cut the passion fruit in half, and I'll scoop the contents with all of them, and I'll mix it, because it adds kind of like a tangy flavor to that. Also, I got some pad thai rice noodles. So these are the same kind of rice noodles they use in like pho or pad thai, and very simple ingredients, just rice flour and water. I will cook those separately, and then I'll saute some of these bad boys. So I'll saute some, not the tomatoes, the bell peppers, and the red onions too. Those are not pictured, but they are here. And also I saute some tofu. I don't know where that is either, but I did get tofu at the grocery store. So I'll saute some tofu, some bell peppers, some red onions, and sometimes some squash and things like that too, and some mushrooms. That's most likely what I'm going to use this for, is a saute. And I'll mix it together with the brown rice noodles, a little bit of teriyaki sauce, and you can always make your own teriyaki sauce too, with some liquid aminos and some agave and some salt and pepper. And that'd be a nice dinner as well. Sometimes I'll add some of the mixed greens that are over here too. And last but certainly not least, I got some bee pollen. So bee pollen is one of my favorite things to recommend to clients. It helps boost immunity. It also contains a bunch of different vitamins and minerals. The body really recognizes bee pollen as something that it absorbs well, because it's been in our body systems for a really, really, really long time. So the body really readily recognizes bee pollen, and if you take bee pollen with any other vitamins or good, healthy, healing foods, it's going to help you absorb those minerals. So if I'm eating a really nice big salad for lunch, I'll take maybe a half teaspoon to a whole teaspoon of bee pollen as well, just to help me absorb those minerals that I'm eating. And also bee pollen, it helps bring a lot of energy to the solar plexus. So it helps people put on weight, oftentimes in the midsection area. So if you're trying to get thick, bee pollen is a great choice. It's really good for people that are trying to get pregnant, and it contains like a bunch of different B vitamins. It contains iron. So if you're having a hard time absorbing iron, or if you're low in iron, bee pollen contains that as well. It's not necessarily vegan, but it's very minimal annoyance to the bees, probably similar to honey. So use at your vegan or non-vegan discretion. But I really find a lot of benefits to bee pollen. And yeah, that's basically the whole roundup. So if you guys have any other and the green onions, of course, but I just throw those wherever needed. Just a little sprinkle here, sprinkle there, usually with my salads, sometimes with my sandwiches, definitely with like my little bagel type open face sandwich thing that I do with the cream cheese. That would be really bomb. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment or message me.